to the Get Your Right On podcast, a podcast for aspiring authors who are ready to publish their books.
Oh yeah.
Each week, we interview authors, learning about their publishing journey, and giving you tips to get your books published the right way. Now, here's your host, Shante Williams.
Good evening, everybody. Hello. How are you guys doing? Welcome to another episode of Get Your Right On podcast. This episode is being sponsored by Perry Jr.'s Book Club, which is our children's book club that teaches them how to write and self-publish their own book via a summer camp. So we are wrapping up our relaunch of that summer camp. And so I'm so excited. You guys stay tuned, stay connected. Make sure you're following us on social media so that you can see when we are going to promote these babies. Now, listen, I don't need y'all just to say congratulations. I need y'all to buy a book or two. Okay, because that's how we do it. We're going to show these babies some love. So listen, I am Shante Williams, the owner of Relentless Publishing House, and I am so excited. I'm excited about this podcast. I'm excited about my guest tonight. It is none other than my sister, Crisha Sarah Bowen, Bowen from the islands, y'all. Listen, she from the islands. They ain't letting us in, though. I'm just saying they ain't letting us in, so don't get happy. They not letting us in. So listen, you guys, we're going to talk tonight. We're going to have a wonderful conversation. So I need you to make sure that you not only subscribe to this podcast, but make sure you share it with another aspiring author who needs some information, some encouragement to be able to get their book done. All right, so listen, let's get this party started. I'm so excited. All right,
Crisha! Hey, Shante, thank you for having me.
Yes, I am so excited. Now, listen, I didn't tell y'all, Crisha is the giant slayer, y'all. She don't come to play. So don't listen. Don't be coming up in here looking all cross-sided and iffy. You're going to get slayed. And I can't help you. I can't help you. Crisha, introduce yourself to the people.
Awesome, I sure will. Do you have an echo? Is that me?
Oh, let me see. I don't hear an echo.
Okay, so we may be good. I probably just hear myself twice.
Okay.
Hey, everyone. My name is Crisha Sarah Bowen. As Shante said, I am from the beautiful island of Trinidad and Tobago. I am an author. I am a speaker. I am a coach. My area is purpose. It is my passion. My life's mission is to help people push past pain and passionately pursue purpose. And I've been doing that now successfully for 6 years. And listen, it's been a journey. We're going to talk about some of that, but I'm excited to be on the podcast. Thank you, Shante, for having me, for helping me through this process. And I am so thrilled to be here to share my journey.
Yes. So listen, we're not going to keep the people waiting. So listen, I ask all of my authors this because it's very important and I want them to understand and to be able to articulate their why. So why was it important for you to write Purpose Diaries?
It was important for me to write Purpose Diaries because I realized that I was going about success the wrong way. So I had this picture of success being, a career woman and pursuing the corporate life and getting to the top of that corporate ladder. And I did that. But when I did it, it did not feel like success to me. So to other people, it may have been success, right? But to me, when I got there, I said to myself, wasn't this what success was supposed to feel like? I got the degrees, I got the job, I was doing well, making good money, but it didn't feel like success to me. So I really was prompted to write this book because success is personal and we have to define success on our own terms, not by looking at others. And this is the main reason, Shante, why I had to write this, because we're all guilty of it. We look to other people for an example of success. And that's the wrong way to do it. Because when you reach, you'd realize, wait a minute, I took an entirely different road that did not feel like success to me.
Yes. I agree with that. I think sometimes we look at people's lifestyles and we look at their success and we think, oh my gosh, I want that. I want to be able to feel that. And sometimes it's not necessarily from a point of envy and jealousy. It's just, I want to do that.
Yeah.
but we don't realize that it's not for everybody. That sometimes success comes in different forms and it's just as fulfilled. It's just
Preach.
as fulfilled. And so I think it's very crucial and very imperative, even for such a time as this, that this book is out, because we're living in a time where people see and then people pursue.
Mm.
They don't even step back and say, okay, you know what, they doing it big over there. If they can do it, I know I can do it. They don't even stop to
Yes.
think, is that my purpose journey? Is
Yes.
that my purpose walk? You know, what did
Yes.
they really have to do to get there? You know, we
I
use the
agree.
cliche, you see my glory, but you don't know my story. And we're still doing it today. We
Yes.
think, well, who do they think they are? If they can do it, I know I can do it too. And then you sacrifice who you are for what? 10 minutes of fame?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And that's exactly what I did because, I talk about in the book how I was looking to creation instead of creator. So I was looking to mirror my life from self-esteem, not really tapping into who God created Crisha to be. So it seemed like it was doing well because I met all of the standards and the measurements. I met the metrics according to what I was looking to as success. And some of us may be caught up in that. We meet the metrics, we meet society's picture, but then you realize I do all of this and I am unfulfilled. And that's why I had to ask myself that question, the question we all ask ourselves: who am I? Like outside of this title, these roles, this degree, outside of what people say that I am, who am I? And that was really my search and my journey. And that prompted me to write Purpose Diaries.
I love it. And I love it. And just to even add to that, even as authors, I think a lot of times we see other authors doing well, and then we automatically assume that it's going to happen for us.
Yeah.
And then we start trying to mimic, right,
Yeah.
things that we see them doing. But it's not working for us the same way, right? It
Yes.
doesn't really, we don't get the success, we don't get the rewards, we're not getting the notoriety, we're not getting the attention. And it's like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Because you're not being authentic.
Yes.
People want to
Yes.
know the real you. They don't want to see a carbon copy of somebody else. We got enough
That's
of that in
it.
the world. You look on a shelf,
That's it.
there's a lot of carbon copies, right? How many different varieties of bread do you see when you go in the store?
Right.
Just take
And
your
there's
pick.
some,
Flavors,
yeah.
right?
There's something that I say to my clients. I always tell them people buy from humans, not from superheroes. So we have to
Come
try to
on.
take off these superhero capes. And I think that my story is so relatable, which is why people are drawn to the message, because I tell it as transparently. It's called a diary. I tell it just how I felt it. I'm very transparent about it, but I'm also not standing on a soapbox. I tell it from a place of power. And I think this is the reason people are able to connect with me, because I always say to myself, I might be the only picture to someone else that this is possible. So I want to make sure that I tell the story, not just the glitz and the glamour and showing you my success,
Hmm.
but I show you my scars. So when I
Hmm.
show you my scars and you see my success, you could understand that it was really pushing past pain to passionately pursue purpose.
I love it. I love it. How many people do you think you've met over the course of releasing this book that were in that corporate arena who thought, this was it? Because it can be a very luxurious lifestyle. You can get accustomed to it, you can get comfortable, you can get lax, you can get, just kind of in that little rhythm. And I'm not saying that it's bad, but you're really not fulfilled.
Yeah. And that's the thing. We have to look at fulfillment. We were created for a specific purpose and design that makes us fulfilled. And sometimes we go after things looking at other people, like I shared before, that takes us away. And through this book, I was trying to think while you were asking me that question. I think I've met thousands of people. I've coached over
Mhm.
300 into purpose discovery. I have a group, a vibrant group that is 1,000 plus. I've met so many people. I've done a cruise. This book has really been a platform for everything that I do in my business. It has springboarded me to now hosting a cruise, to now having an active movement, to speaking on various platforms, just sharing my story transparently. And you would be surprised. There were so many people, Shante, that said, me too, to my story when I began to talk about
Mhm.
how I was successful in the corporate world, but it did not translate to success for me personally. And when I
Yeah.
begin to share that story transparently, I can't tell you how many people have said to me, Crisha, thank you for sharing your story. This is me. Yeah.
See, and that's the thing, for authors out there who are afraid to tell your story because you're embarrassed, you have a little guilt, you feel ashamed. Listen, people need to be free, but they're not going to be free until you share the truth of your story. They need to know that there's somebody that looks like them, that has lived through it, that has come out on the other side to realize, you know what, I'm not alone.
Yeah.
You know what, it's okay, I can get through this. And so I definitely appreciate anytime authors are transparent, because it means, number one, you're free, number two, you're not afraid, and number three, you are trying to free other people.
Hey, hey, hey. Absolutely, absolutely. When we tell our story, people get to relate and they get to see, okay, this is possible for me. So it's not only freeing of the author, and it didn't only free me to kind of write this journey, but it freed so many people because I told my story transparently. And I remember the first time that I told the story, the first time around, Shanti, somebody was like, oh, it seems like you just had a bad experience and then suddenly your life just turned magically good. It was not that. It was an entire journey. But if I wrote all that inside a book, we'd be still writing because it's biographies of things that I need to tell. So there's a limit to what I've said. I remember Shante, that comment hurt me so bad. I was so torn up because they were like, you needed to tell more. And we don't understand how you just went from this place to this place. But I had to tell the story from a place of power, but there were
Mhm.
parts of the story that I share on other platforms. I told just enough in the book to paint a picture of what I went through and what pushing past pain looks like to me.
Yes, I love it. And I'm glad you said that, because sometimes people, they need more for understanding, for clarity, but they also don't understand that it's almost impossible to put
To
everything
tell
in
it
one
all.
form. That's why we have programs, that's why we have workshop and conferences, because it fills in the other gaps. Because if we put everything in a book, you wouldn't read it.
Right. That part. That
You wouldn't
part.
read it. You'd be like, oh, that book is too long. Who she think is going to read this? So we tried to give you enough information that you understand that it wasn't an easy road, that there was a journey, that there was some losses, some hurt, and some pain along the way, but there were also
Oh,
some
yes.
wins, right? Sometimes people want us to magnify our losses and minimize our wins, but we got to switch that thing
Mm,
around. You can tell
yes.
your story without having a woe is me.
Yes.
That's what I love, because your book is nothing like a woe is me. It's like, listen, this happened, this is what I did, and because this is what I did, this is what I got in return.
Yep.
Plain and simple. Plain and simple.
Plain and simple. I wanted it to be like you were reading a journey, but a journey that you could also follow and kind of create your own journey, which is why I call it Purpose Diaries. Because even as they read with me, I love this saying, and it says, the Bible is the only book where the author is present when you are reading it. And I wanted this diary to be like if they were talking to Crisha. I wanted it to
Mhm.
be like I was present, even though it's not to the magnitude of the Bible and I'm not present.
Right.
I did other things to make sure that once people read it, they could relate, they could start
Mhm.
their own journey. And I did something special with this relaunch in terms of putting in the videos additional to really give that additional resources to people to make them feel like, okay, I'm not just reading a book for information, but I wanted it to be that at the end of this, someone says, I know my purpose. At the end of this, someone has clarity on walking in purpose. At the end of this, they may not ever meet Crisha Sarah Bowen, but they could
Right.
say that I read this book, I watched the videos, and I have my purpose statement. I know what I'm called to do. That is the whole mission behind this book and behind Purpose Diaries, was really trying to duplicate my favorite book, where the author is with us. I'm not there, but I wanted to make sure I got as close to it as possible.
I love it. I love it. And listen, that's a bonus tip for some of you authors out there that are trying to do something different. And it's like, I really want to add something more, a little more value. Listen, there are ways, right? There are ways where you can connect more with your audience than just your book. And like she said, you can add videos. Well, how do I add videos? Well, listen, we're not going to tell y'all everything on the podcast, right?
Right.
See, that part. But it's definitely possible. It is definitely possible. So the next question I would ask, as a new author, I know that sometimes, and I have the privilege of consulting with a lot of new authors, and I hear their frustrations, their fears, their apprehensions, and it's like, oh my gosh, what is the one thing that you wish somebody would have told you about self-publishing prior to getting started?
Woo, I think I have a list.
That part.
I think I have a list because we go into it thinking that we have to do it all. And thinking that you have to do it all is going to keep you stuck and keep you trapped, and you will never finish your book. You do need help. So what I did, which was error until I found Shantae, I was trying to write, edit, format, just change everything around while I was doing it. It was causing more frustration. And I needed Shantae to say, Crisha, just write, 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 write. Don't worry about which chapter is going where. Don't worry about how it sounds. Don't worry about anything else. We will figure that part out. And I think many authors are probably stuck here, Shantae. They try to write chapter 1, edit chapter 1, make sure it flows, figure out chapter 2, edit chapter 2, go back to chapter 1, check out chapter 2, write chapter 3, and you're going to burn yourself out doing it that way.
Yes.
So you do need a book coach to help you get that stuff out of your head and to get you in a proper order.
I love it. I love it. And you know what? It's funny because I still have to tell myself not to do that when I'm writing. It's like, Shantae, what you doing? You doing everything you tell your clients not to do. Like, just write it already. But it is, and I think because the process can be a little overwhelming. I think it's in the excitement. Yes. You think that everything has to be perfect when you submit it. And if it's perfect when you submit it, why do you need me? Right? We put the gloss on it. We put the cherry and the whipped cream on top, and
so
listen. So you don't have to do all of those things. And I think a lot of authors do. They make themselves more tense and stressed trying to do everything at one time instead of just enjoying the process of writing. Enjoying the process of writing. Yeah,
absolutely.
That's good. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, so listen, what's next with Purpose Diaries? Is there a Purpose Diaries too?
Oh my goodness. As I was posting everything today, I can't believe I actually thought about writing a second book, because you know how it was for us to get this one out. Guys, I have to tell on Shantae, like she was at me. Like, ma'am, your deadline is. And if you don't meet, like, I did miss the deadline a couple times. Let me be honest. Y'all, Shantae was like, every day that you miss your deadline, you will have to cash out me. Oh, it was the fastest this book got together. Because I was like, because I kept missing deadline after deadline after deadline. And not because I didn't want to write, just because I prioritized other things. But she really told me the importance of getting the book out as a speaker, as having a great social media presence, doing so many things. She kept nudging me like, ma'am, your book. I missed so many opportunities over the past 2 years simply because I did not get this book out in the time frame. I think we were supposed to be out in 2020, if I'm completely honest.
Yeah.
And there were so many virtual events that I spoke at and didn't have the opportunity to pitch my book. There were so many things that I did personally, didn't have the opportunity to pitch my book. And she reminded me, Mom, you're really leaving money on the table every time you procrastinate on doing this book. And she didn't only remind me, she put in some little, rewards and punishments. But listen, you need people like this in your life, and you need people like this to help you get things done. It's easy to procrastinate. We default to procrastination. But this really helped me. So what is next for Purpose Diaries? Purpose Diaries is now a movement, a social media movement. And it's just really to inspire people to live in purpose. What's next for Purpose Diaries? We have Purpose University, which is now going through, an accreditation process. I'm so happy about what we are doing on the back end. I want to ensure that once people complete my programs, they don't just say, oh yeah, I coach with Crisha. I want it to be professional development credit because, I came from the career world in HR, right? So I'm making sure that my courses are global standard. The entire business is now globally recognized for courses. So that is a major achievement for Purpose Diaries that came from a book, right? So now all our courses are going through accreditation to become globally recognized, so people can now use them as credits on their job for personal development to show growth. And I'm so excited about that. I'm passionate, Shantae, about HR. I'm passionate about people development. So I'm passionate about purpose getting into the workplace. And this is a vision that I've had, for many, many, many years, right? So it's like, it's just an evolution in terms of Purpose Diaries, but it's really started with the book, and I'm grateful for your help in really pushing me to get it out. And now the book has evolved into so many different things, and now we're going into education and really becoming, I want Purpose Diaries to become a world-renowned school for purpose education.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And listen, to all of you speakers out there who do have platforms and you are speaking various places and you do not have a physical resource, digital resources are good, courses are good, but sometimes people want something they can take home that day. Sometimes people want something they can just grab and be like, oh, I remember what she said in chapter 6. Let me go back and read it again. And so you want to be able to give them that option. You want to be able to present to them in a variety different of formats access to you. And there's nothing more better than that than a physical book.
Yeah.
There's nothing more better than that than a physical book. And I remember saying, Crisha, you're leaving money on the table.
Yes, you did.
And if she could have saw the look on my face, I was like, let me text her.
I mean, and you did. You sure did. You kept the pressure on. But every time I thought about it, I'm grateful. Because I would not have been at this point, developed. The book was really the foundation of everything in terms of my business. So I had to get it done, and I had to stop leaving money on the table.
That part, right?
Right? I tell my clients, no coins left behind. Yes. I'm over here leaving coins.
Listen. And that just goes to show you have to have people in your corner who are going to encourage you and push you to the finish point, because it's easy to procrastinate. It's easy to get caught up. It's easy, when you got other things going on, it's easy to kind of keep pushing this to the back burner because it doesn't seem as important as the other things or as pressing. But you got to have those people that are in your corner saying, hey, you put this on your goal. When are you going to get it done? That just keep nudging you. Keep nudging you until you get it done, because they believe in you and they really want you to succeed. So authors, make sure that you guys have those people in your corner that are pushing you, that are encouraging you, not from a negative point of view, always positive, right? So we know that sometimes life happens. So we're not talking about when life happens. We're just talking about, we just get busy, and to be honest, I have a book that I'm working on that was supposed to have been out 2 years ago. And I told somebody, I was like, you know what? I get so consumed with helping other authors get their stuff out that my stuff normally gets pushed on the back burner. So I've given myself some deadlines, but you've got to have that push. You got to have that cheerleading corner, and I realize that everybody doesn't have it, but you have to be intentional about seeking it out as well.
That's true.
Because there are people who do believe in you, who will push you if you allow them to. They don't have to be your best friend. You ain't got to tell them all the tea of your life. right? Their whole purpose is to help you push the book out. And when the book is out, they may shift to another role, and it's okay. Use them as your book pusher. Hey, it is what it is, right? And so I love it. I love it. So listen, I know we were talking about the relaunch. And so are you ready for pre-orders? Like, can I put a website up, or like, yeah, I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I love it. I need it. I need this kind of pressure. So it is available right now on Amazon, both Kindle and paperback. Each copy comes with that Purpose School bonus that I spoke about. For the entire month of June, I did this training inside of my group where I taught people step by step how to walk through, really write their purpose statement, get clarity. That comes as a bonus, Shanti, a bonus with every right. Every purchase of Purpose Diaries, you get access to Purpose School, where you get access to this video. And you know me, right? So you know I have a vision for Purpose School beyond the book and beyond now. So you guys want to make sure you get the book and get into Purpose School.
Listen,
now.
I'm telling you now, because I can't tell you how long this offer gonna last. So y'all need to go ahead and go to Amazon and get that book today.
Yes.
Download the Kindle today, okay?
Today, because things like, switch up real quick here. So I encourage them to get it. It's definitely, a work of art. I poured all of my passion into it, all of my heart into it. It was very transparent. And then in those teachings, I really just gave it my best. My heart is to see people walking in purpose. I know what it felt like to live 30 years of my life not knowing my purpose, following a dream that was created off of a facade or things that I saw other people do. While it was helpful, it created, who I am now. I think about what life would have been if I knew my purpose sooner. And I don't want anyone listening to this podcast to be thinking, I don't know my purpose, and not take advantage of this tool.
Yes. I agree. I was in that boat too. I was well into my adult life when I realized you can't serve other people and call it purpose when you have a purpose for yourself.
Yes.
And so it's important, we are responsible for seeking out the purpose for our life. It's there. It was given to us the moment before we were even created and conceived.
That's right.
And so it is our individual responsibility to seek that out. If you don't find it, it's nobody's fault but yours.
Right. And you're asking God, what is my purpose? Get Purpose Diaries.
There you go.
And he said the answer.
That's right. So as we wrap up our podcast, what is a word of encouragement that you would give to any aspiring author that is listening right now? They're saying, you know what? I really need to get on it. I really need to get this book done, but I'm just kind of stuck.
I will tell them, just get the book out. Get somebody that could hold you accountable to it, not somebody that would be lenient with you and allow you to have loose deadlines. That's what I had with Shanti. I had leniency at the start, but there was at a point that she said, no, you need to get the book out. So I would say to them, get the book out, because someone is waiting to hear your story. Someone is waiting for the tips that you will put in that book. Someone is waiting for you to share so that they can unlock their prison door as you share. So don't think about, getting it fancy and getting it pretty and doing all the edits and having it in order. Just get the book out, then hire you someone like Shanti to figure out everything else. The cover, getting the videos in, whatever else you need to do. You do your part, write the book, and then hire Shanti to help you get it published.
I approve this commercial. Oh my gosh, you got me cutting up on this podcast. Listen, if you're listening on Spotify and all the other podcast platforms, don't pay us. No, never mind. We're just having fun. We are absolutely having fun. So, Crisha, thank you so much again for joining this podcast. It has been a pleasure of not only teaming up with you on different things, but assisting you in getting the relaunch of this book done and just having this conversation about Purpose Diaries and about your life. So I appreciate you, my sister. I do.
Same here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all you do, for bringing me on, and for really allowing me to get this out so that there could be no coins left behind.
Yes, yes. So thank you so much. All right, you guys, listen, we have a couple of resources for you that we want you to check out. So the first thing is our Aspiring Authors Kit. It is for you aspiring authors out there who says, you know what, I have a book that I want to get out, but I'm not sure where to start, or I'm stuck. How do I come unstuck? Listen, this is for you. In this publishing and planner workbook, it takes you from idea creation to book publishing. So it comes not only with the workbook, you get a notebook, and then you get a free 30-minute Zoom strategy session with me. Well, we will go through the idea of your book. I will give you honest feedback as to whether or not I think your book is publishable, or maybe you just need to get a blog. I do not believe that everybody should publish a book. And so if you're looking for that type of honesty, I'm definitely that person for you, because I will not allow you to waste your time or your resources on something that's just not going to be successful. I don't believe in that at all. And so the next thing we have coming up is the Authors Roundtable. I am so excited and a tad bit nervous on this one, you guys. This is my very first group coaching as far as business, and so I'm excited. This is a 6-month group coaching program that starts January the 10th 2022. So this particular program is for authors who need that accountability, who need that kind of one-on-one work, who can benefit from peer critique. And so we will have bi-monthly meetings where the first session will be a group coaching session. And then the second session is a writing session. So in that writing session, you can take that time to write. You can read what you have written. If you have writer's block, we can help you get unstuck. You can also get just on the spot live critique feedback on what it is you have already written. And so this particular program also comes with the Aspiring Authors Kit and a full service publishing package, or you can do a children's book. And so you also get free 25 author copies, some postcards, and then I will interview you on the Get Your Right On podcast. And so listen, this group coaching program is going to be absolutely amazing. Now listen, if you don't like to do work, if you don't like to be told anything, this program is not for you. If you're lazy, this program is not for you. This program is for go-getters, people who are ready to get the work done, but they just need a little push. And so if that is you, this is the program for you. So it is a $300 deposit, and the balance must be paid by December 31st of this year. When January hits, we are hitting the ground running, full speed ahead. You got 6 months to write your book, and then you can start the publishing process. So some of you may even finish writing before the 6 months is up, and we'll start the publishing process within that 6-month period, but you will still be in the group for 6 months. So if this is something you are interested in, you can go to our website, relentlesspublishing.com, click on the store, and you go ahead and submit your deposit, and then we will send you an invoice for the balance. You will also get the Aspiring Author Kit and Welcome Package in the mail. We will start mailing those out probably next week. And so you want to make sure you secure your seat, because I haven't decided yet if I'm going to cap it. But listen, I'm telling you, if you have said over a long period of time, I want to write a book, but you still don't have it done, this program is for you. So listen, do not wait another second. Go ahead and sign up, because I want to see you win. I want to see you get your right on. I want to see your book come out of your head and into your hand. So listen, you guys, I thank you so much for tuning in to our podcast. Again, this episode was being sponsored by Perry's Junior Book Club, which is our children's book club for kids ages 5 through 18. As a summer camp, and I'm so excited about that, you guys. Again, stay tuned. Make sure you're following us on all social media so that you can see when we showcase these junior writers, because they are phenomenal. Their creativity is out of this world, and I cannot wait to show you guys what they came up with. So, as we say at Relentless, you guys, it is never too late to get your right on. This is me signing off. Have a great one until the next episode. Go to the website, sign up for the mailing list. Make sure you get the Aspiring Authors Kit and also register for the Authors Roundtable.
Thanks for joining us this week on the Get Your Right On podcast. Make sure to visit our website at www.relentlesspublishing.com. You can subscribe to our monthly mailing list, check out our publishing packages, and pick up our Aspiring Author Kit, which helps you get the book out of your head and into your hand. Don't forget to tell an aspiring author about our show and kindly leave us a review. Until next time, remember, it's never too late to get your right on.